And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. That's a line from this book that I'm reading, The Alchemist. Um, not last year, in 2023, I was, um, I was in Mexico. I was on this like exchange school thing that one of my professors had put together, which was really cool. And I met a bunch of people that from my university that I had never met before. And one of them was like this dude who was like in pursuing investment banking. He was just this very cool guy. He had like a cool mustache. He would like come to the beach and he would like wear a t-shirt that was unbuttoned. Just like a cool type of guy that I didn't see often in engineering, which is what I was studying. And he and whenever we went on long trips between one city to another, he would be reading this book. Um, One day I asked him, I was like, "Hey, what's that book that you're reading? I see you have it all the time." And he didn't say much about the book because he didn't want to spoil it, but he said, "Dude, whenever you have the time, you gotta read this book. It's changed my life, and I'm telling you, bro, when you read it, it's gonna change your life too." Back then, I wasn't reading as many books, wasn't really into like the flow of things with books and whatnot. So I said, "Okay, cool. You know what, bro? I'll check it out one day." And very recently, I finished that other book, Project Hail Mary. This one, this one right here. I just finished that book, and I was really looking for a book that was as gripping as this was. And I remembered what my friend, this guy that I had met on the trip, said. And so I was like, you know what? This sounds like a good time. I should check it out. And I've seen this book like show up everywhere online. So I ordered it. It came the next day. And, every night I've been trying to do this thing where me and my mom and sometimes my brother, we all like sit down and like read together it's like our mini book club, right? And my mom has a very high quality of standard for reading a book. She will only read books that are like very engaging and very high quality. And so often, like, I'll try to look for a book that she really likes. Um, and she finished Project Hail Mary in like 3 days. She finished it in 3 nights. And I was like, dude, that book is like 475 pages long, and you finished like almost 500 pages long, and you finished it in 3 nights. And she was like, yo, this is like a fire book. So, and I was looking for something to top that. So, anyways, I found this book. I gave it to her, and she like, whenever she starts reading a new book for the first 15 minutes, I'm like nervously like looking over like, oh, does she like this book? Like, does she think this is a good book or not? And she read like the first chapter, and she was like, dude, this is a really good book. And I'm like, yes, it's a really good book. And she finished it in 3 days as well. So I was like, damn, I gotta read this book. And I started reading this book. It's not like Project Hail Mary. It's like a very different vibe. Project Hail Mary isn't like in space, and like, you're dealing with aliens and like saving humanity. Whereas this book is like very personal. It's like very grounded. It's like this guy who owns sheep, and he's like looking for something. Um, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but he's like looking for something. It's a very grounded feeling book, but it's at the same time it's such a like it's so like the plot feels so like simple, but at the same time it feels so relatable. So anyways, really good book. I'm gonna keep reading it, and I really like that quote. My mom said that there was some like Hindi movie that she watched back in the day, and it also had that line. So that was really cool. But anyways, that's the book that I'm reading. I also got this book, Ender's Game, because I heard it's pretty good. Um, I haven't gone around to reading it yet, but after after The Alchemist, I'm gonna try out that book. The one thing like the one thing that like so far I kind of wish it wasn't the case, but this book is like very tiny, very like tiny letters, and like, you know what I mean. It's not very like, I don't know. There's something about the vibes, but I heard it's a really good book, so I'm really excited to read it. books aside, it was a pretty good week. Big week. We hit 60 subscribers. That's huge. Last week at this time we we're probably at like 30. We doubled in 1 week, which is crazy. So if you're watching, thank you for watching. It's been sick. I don't know if you've noticed, like every video I'm like trying to do something new and see like, hey, what works? Like last time I was just like in my pajamas, and the time before I was a little bit more dressed up. This time, I don't know, I'm like going for like the in the middle. Like I mean, this is what I wore. I went to the temple today and this is just what I wore. So I was like, yo, let me just wear the same thing. Because it looked kind of fire, right? But yeah, let's see. I'm like excited. I feel like this is like pretty cool. I'm actually improving. I'm seeing like a net positive improvement in my life. We have this scale at home that like tells me my muscle mass. My muscle mass has been going up because I've been like doing push-ups and like pull-ups and stuff. So it's pretty nice. Anyways, hold up. Let me take a look at my notes. Okay. There's some cool things. But before that, let's go over what happened last week. Last week, my goal was just to make sure I didn't go on like social medias that much. Didn't play like too many video games. So I kind of like cut it out. Did I achieve it? Kinda. It was like there were some times where I was just, here's what happened, okay? So I deleted Instagram, I deleted YouTube, I deleted TikTok, Amazon Prime, blah, 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 everything, right? Everything. I deleted everything. And then I'd wake up in the morning, I'd reach for my phone, and like I wouldn't even realize, like I would just be like, I just like pull out my phone and like instinctively, it's not even like I want to look at Instagram, but I automatically like, I'm like scrolling. I'm like, yo, where's Instagram? Why can't I find it? Or like, where's YouTube? Why can't I find it? And it was like in my head, I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about like, yo, I want to go on Instagram. I just like automatically went there, and it was kind of crazy. And it was really weird because I didn't realize I didn't have Instagram until I couldn't find it the next day. Like I almost forgot. But then I realized like, damn, like this like social media and like video game stuff. Same thing. When I was on my computer, I would just log onto my computer and like automatically hit the Windows key right in the name of the like my video game, and hit enter, because usually I hit enter and it opens the video game. But this week I tried it and it didn't work. It just like opened a Google search for it, and I was like really disappointed. But at the same time, I was like, yo, this is my goal. I gotta do it. I low-key slipped up like twice this week, and I did download it again. But it's okay, like I just gotta lock in this next week, and I'm gonna make sure that this week I don't do it at all, and like we're just gonna like cut it out. But my screen time has gone down a lot. I found out like apparently 60% of Americans, I'm in Canada, I'm a Canadian, right? But like 60% of Americans watch, I don't know, is it 60%, or like the average American watches like 6 hours of television a day, which is crazy. It's probably different now without like phones and whatnot. So anyways, that's my goal for the week again. But there's a lot of stuff that happened last week, and I kind of want to go over that. So like, first of all, the coolest thing, I got my website. I already had the website before with all my writings and stuff, but I got like a proper, beautiful, like aesthetic website. It's up. It's called oneyoungadult.com. You can check it out. I'm probably going to change it. Like I'm going to make it a little bit more like spicy, but like it's up there. You can check it out. Looks fire. Now with all this like recording equipment, this lighting and this mic that I have, by the way, check out this mic. Isn't that fire? Like last week, I published one of my shorts, and like somebody commented, like I was talking about my books. Somebody commented like they really like Harry Potter, and I was like, dude, I love Harry Potter. And then I was like, yo, when I was little, I went to Universal Studios. Universal Studios or Disneyland. I don't know. Whichever one has Harry Potter in it. I went there and I got my own wand. And I was like, that's so sick. Last week I had a mic with my paintbrush. This week, let me like try to figure out how to get it with my wand. So this is really cool. Oh, yeah. With all this like lighting, the mic and stuff, I helped out one of my friends with their podcast that they're working on. with like the edit, with like the video process. I use my camera, use my mics, and my lights that I'm using. It was actually really cool. I got to learn a lot. And then that was on Wednesday. And then on Saturday, I like went over to his house. I was helping him edit and whatnot. Bro, it was like I got home at like 4 a.m. It cooked my sleep, but like I got to learn a lot about editing and it was like hella fun. So that was really cool. I was like, yo, you know what? This is like kind of cool. Like I could do this on the side if I wanted to. So I set up something, but I'll talk about it next week. Like, keep it on the low right now because I low-key don't know about the name and like if everything is settled. But if you check out my website, you'll see the name. I think by the time I upload this, I'm going to make sure I figure out the name and all the details. So check it out. Yeah. And then I fell asleep at like 6 a.m. that day, but it's fine. It was a good learning experience. Okay. Probably the biggest benefit of not like being on social media, video games and whatnot was I got a lot more time to just like think and be bored. And I came up with this like long list of ideas of videos that I want to make that I think are going to be really fun and things that I've already like, I think that would be really cool if I put together. So I came up with a long list of video ideas. I'm going to plan on making them soon as in like when I get some time for my job, because like my job was getting pretty hectic right now as well, which is good. Like I'm glad I'm learning a lot more stuff. It's a lot of fun. But once I get some time, I'm going to start making those videos. But I'm really excited for them because they're going to be a little bit more polished than what you guys see here. This is like a very raw me standing in front of the camera, talking to the mic. But I hope those videos are a lot more like, yeah, it's a pretty cool list. I want to like see how I can use everything that I've learned from these videos to make those videos better. Like I've learned some stuff about lighting. Like for example, in this video, I'm standing. Hopefully this is like a little bit more dynamic. I don't know. But I want to try and like put those videos together. And there's a couple of ones that are like a little bit longer. So right now we're in spring where I'm at in Canada. And the weather's finally getting warm and stuff. So I want to go outside and be able to walk more, like spend a little bit more time in nature, because I've been like in my house for the last 8 months, just in my house. So yeah, I want to get out and like do some stuff in nature and like touch grass. So anyways, I'll probably do something about it. And we shall see how it goes. But anyways, the goal for this coming week is to do the same thing, except not slip up twice. Just make sure I keep staying off social media, off the video games, and like kind of stay locked in. Really like harbor this like, I don't know what it's called. I'm using too many big words. But I want to like harbor this like but like this space of mind that I was in this week, which felt like a lot more creative, because I feel like I had some time to breathe outside of work instead of just like work, entertainment, sleep, that's what I'm hoping for. And it was really exciting to see my friend like do his whole podcast thing, because it really made me interested on like, if I made a podcast, what would it be like? That would be pretty cool if I had a podcast. I don't know what it would be about. I just feel like podcasts are a very good place to like just sit down and like yap about stuff. And also like you get to meet really cool people. Like podcast at the end of the day is like a cool excuse to meet people that like might be outside of your range. Like, like, bro, maybe there's some like, like if I wanted to meet Connor McDavid, right? If I was just like some normal guy, maybe Connor McDavid probably won't meet me. I would just be a fan or something. I have to get like some special like pass to go meet him. But if I had a podcast with like 100 episodes, I bet I have a little bit more leverage, and I'd be like, yo, Connor McDavid, do a podcast with me. I have 100 episodes then I feel like he has a little more incentive. Like it's not like very one side. Anyways, a lot of cool people that I want to meet. Maybe this podcast can be like the way I do it. But obviously, like I want my podcast to be something like useful. So anyway, I should make a video on that. Like I have to like sit down and think through what I want this podcast to be. So anyways, I'm gonna try and do that. Figure out like this is what I want. This is what the podcast should be about. These are the people that I'm going to invite. This is how I'm going to do the invites. This is how I'm going to do the mic system, because I probably can't use this type of mic on the podcast. But yeah, I'll have to figure it out. But I'm pretty excited. I like the way all of this is going right now. It's very like manageable. I like how it is. Anyways, those are my goals for the week. I'm just gonna continue the thing that I had this week, and I think I'm set up for a pretty exciting week. There's gonna be a lot of work this week, but I'm gonna try and make space to also do this outside of work hours, obviously, right? But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna be a good time. Okay, I feel like this video is like dragging on. I'm like low-key rambling. And this video is not as like focused as my other videos, which I don't like. Okay, that's it. I hope you like this video. I'm going to probably go to sleep now. I have like a little bit more work to finish up. I'm gonna finish up some work, go to sleep, and then we're gonna start the week, and it's gonna be amazing. It is exactly 12:01 a.m. on Monday now. The week has begun. We got this, and I'm excited for the week. And I will see you guys next week. Peace. Good night.